Hi, in this video I'm going to show you multiplication using the grid method. Last time, in video 3, I showed you 12 times by 3. This time I'm going to show you a calculation with slightly bigger numbers, 12 by 13. Now in an earlier video I did the same calculation using the area model or the rectangle model, and what I needed to do was split my 13 into a 10 and a 3. And split my 12 into a 10 and a 2. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to use a more efficient method, a method that doesn't use drawings, but uses a grid instead, just like last time in video 3. So I'm going to, again, partition my 13 into a 10 and a 3. And I'm going to partition my 12 into a 10 and a 2. And I'm again going to draw a grid. Now I've had lots of practice at this, and so I can draw a fairly small grid, but to start with it might be useful if you draw a little bit larger so that you've got space for all the digits. Now inside this I'm going to multiply out. So just like before, when I had the area model, when I had this big section, it measured 10 by 10, and 10 times 10 is 100. So I'm going to write 10 times 10 is 100 here. This part here measured 2 by 10. So I'm going to fill this one in. 2 times 10 is 20, and I'm going to make sure that my digits line up, my 1's digit and my 10's digit. Before I had an area that was 10 squares by 3 squares, giving me an area of 30. 10 times 3 is 30. And I'm going to do the same here. 10 times 3 is 30. And finally, I had this small rectangle here that measured 2 by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm going to do that one here. 2 times 3 is 6. So what I need to do is add these four numbers up, and I'm going to add them down to start with. And I get 120 for these two. 100 add 20 is 120. And here 30 plus 6 is 36. And I'm going to add them together. Now, if you can't do that mentally, then you could write down the 36 underneath and calculate that way. If you can do it mentally, you'll get the answer of 156, which was the answer we had before. And that's how you calculate multiplication problems using the grid method.